everyone. The meeting was published in the Pacific Daily News on June 4th, 2026, and again on June 9th, 2026, to include ADA compliance and assistance as required by the Open Government Law of Guam. This was also posted on the public notice portal on the same days as PDN. My name is Evangeline Zameda. I am the chair of the Guam Academy Charter School Council, and today the public hearing is for the petition of Business and Technology Academy Charter School Petition to include for school year 2026-2027 grades 6, 7, and 8 to be a part of the charter. Now I'd like to take this into for an hour of the hearing. We are very busy people and we'd like everyone to be efficient here. I'm going to ask that we have respect, and when someone is speaking, that it is absolutely silent. It is a public hearing, so I please ask you to remember that. Now, if anyone would like to come up to do their support or opposition to this petition, please state your full name for the record, and then second, if you are in support of it or if you are opposed to it, and then justify why. Okay? Can we ask anyone who would be like to be the first one to come up? Please stand at the podium. Thank you.
Good evening, Madam Chair. Good evening, thank you for setting some time today in your busy schedule to come and hear our justification to open up and expand our middle school. So good afternoon, on behalf of the Business and Technology Academy Charter School, Pretext, thank you for joining us today and taking the time regarding the petition to establish the tax middle school program. Since opening the doors, and let me not begin one of the submissions, and for the record, my name is Walter Italic, and I will be chair for the tax board. So since opening our doors, Pretext has remained committed to providing students meaningful career focus and project-based educational experiences that prepare them for success in college, careers, and life. Through our emphasis on career and technical education, CTE, technology integration, hands-on learning, and strong community partnership, we have worked to create opportunities to connect classroom learning with real-world applications. As we continue to grow and serve the needs of Guam students and families, we have identified a significant opportunity to extend our mission to the middle school level. The proposed Pretext middle school could provide students in grades 6 to 8 with earlier access to career exploration, STEM education, academic intervention, leadership development, project-based learning experiences that align with the pathway offered in the high school level. The purpose of this position is to create a seamless educational pipeline that allows students to develop functional academic skills, explore career interests, strengthen critical thinking and problem-solving abilities, and transition more successfully into high school and beyond. By beginning these experiences earlier, students will be better prepared to pursue advanced coursework, industry certification, internship, post-secondary education, and future employment opportunities. The proposed petition and consideration and look forward to sharing the rationale, vision, and benefit of the establishment of the tax university program. And I also state this before. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Talcott, I have one question for you. When the council approves this, 6, 7, and 8, where will the students campus, right? You've got people out here and you're sharing this campus. Where exactly will it be? I just don't want it to be simplified or anywhere it's overpowered. So where would they be here? Would it be across that site where Mr. Hill is expecting me?
So yes, it will be where you see right now,
Yeah.
we have 5 very classrooms, and then we have, and that's where we will be.
Is there a class there right now?
No, it's not.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, the next on the agenda is Melissa and Eric Elliott.
Good evening. I'm reading for my secretary, written testimony of Gary Walker Elliott, 4th resident and father to tax students in support of the tax petition to expand grades to grades 6 through 8. Chairperson and members of the Guam Academy Charter School Council, my name is Gary Elliott IV. I am the father of 2 tax students, Walker and Ryder, a public servant, a military officer, and a proud resident of Guam. Unfortunately, I am currently serving away from Guam on active duty in the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands as part of the federal response and recovery effort following Super Typhoon Tsunami. While serving our fellow citizens during this time of need is an honor, it prevents me from appearing before the council in person. Therefore, I respectfully submit this testimony in writing. I support the tax petition to expand and include grades 6, 7, and 8. I support this petition because tax understands something fundamental about education. Education success begins when an individual child is known, understood, challenged, and loved. Too often, discussions about education become discussions about systems, metrics, rankings, test scores, graduation rates, and performance indicators. Those things matter. They have their place. But they are not the reason schools exist. Schools exist to develop the individual. The most important lesson I have learned as a leader is that no mission succeeds because of an organization. A mission succeeds because of the individual. An organization does not solve problems. The individual solves problems. An organization does not innovate. The individual innovates. An organization does not persevere through adversity. The individual perseveres through adversity. The same principle applies to education. Every educational decision eventually reaches only one place: the individual child sitting in a classroom. If the individual is inspired, he or she engages. If the individual is challenged, he or she grows. If the individual is cared for, he or she thrives. And when the individual thrives, education succeeds. What I have seen from BTAX in a school is a school that never loses sight of the individual. BTAX sees the individual. As a parent, I have experienced this firsthand in my own sons. Walker and Ryder are very different young men. They have different strengths, different interests, different personalities, and different educational journeys. What BTAX recognized is that neither of them should be treated as a number, a statistic, or a data point. They should be treated as individuals. When Walker was navigating a difficult transition in his educational journey, BTAX welcomed him with both genuine care and high expectations. They challenged him, they supported him, and most importantly, they saw him. In my experience, truly seeing the individual is one of the purest forms of love. Every parent wants this for his or her child to be seen, not as a test score, not as a statistic, not as a problem to be managed, but as decision required judgment. It required courage. Most importantly, it required educators who were willing to see the individual. I am proud to say that Ryder went on to make honorable during his first year of ETAX. His success is a credit to his hard work and determination, but it is also evidence of something larger. ETAX saw potential. ETAX challenged that potential. ETAX helped that potential grow. That is what great educators do. As a father, I will always be grateful, not because of a test score, not because of a ranking, not because of a statistic, because my sons were seen. The future of Guam will not be built by programs, policies, or institutions. The future of Guam will be built by individual men and women who were once individual children in the classroom. Every great achievement begins with an individual who was first seen, then believed in, and finally challenged more than he or she thought possible. The question before this council is not whether ETAX should add 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. The question is whether more individual children should have the opportunity to be known, understood, challenged, and loved. Whether more individual children should have the opportunity to be seen. ETAX sees the individual. For that reason, I respectfully urge the council to approve this petition. Excuse me, and thank you for your time, your service, and your commitment to the future of Guam. Very respectfully, here you are for the late boards, Father Walker and Ryder, and Guam.
Thank you. May I ask a question? Sure. What's the name or what grade are they going to?
Walker is about to be a senior, and Ryder will be a sophomore.
And they came from what school?
Walker did SEPA and then went to St. John's for freshman year, and then we came here. And Ryder was at the forthcoming year.
Thank you. Ruby Moran. Christ, you are.
Thank you. My name is Greg Silva. I'm in support proxy in support of BTEC's proposed middle school expansion. Now, many have already spoken or will speak about the school's accomplishments. They will speak of our rapid accreditation, our remarkable growth in enrollment, our partnerships throughout Guam, our internships, our industry connections, and the opportunities our students have been afforded both within and beyond our island shores. And rightly so, these achievements deserve recognition. They are also tangible evidence of a school that is not merely promised innovation, but delivered. Yet this evening, I wish to speak not of programs, partnerships, or statistics. I wish to speak about youth. Because while buildings can be constructed, curriculum can be written, and initiatives can be launched, the true measure of any school lies in the character of the people entrusted with the care of its children. What makes BTEC so special is not found in a brochure. It's a strategic plan or accreditation. It is found in quiet moments. It is found in a teacher who notices when students are struggling before the student even says a word. It is found in colleagues who know not only their students' names, but their aspirations, their challenges, their triumphs, and often the circumstances they return home to. It is found in faculty and staff who have wholly brought into the school, bought into the school's mission and vision, but more importantly, who have bought into the children themselves. We see them, we know them, we believe them, and while no school is perfect, and BTEC certainly is not, we are a community of educators who care deeply about where each student goes, who they become, and what they contribute to the world around them. People often describe BTEC as a family. In many settings, that phrase can sound cliche. But at BTEC, it feels entirely accurate. There's a genuine sense of stewardship, a shared conviction that every child who walks through our doors is worthy of our time, our effort, our guidance, and our expectations. And that final point is important because care alone is not enough. Students flourish when compassion is coupled with standards. At BTEC, our students are encouraged, supported, challenged, and held accountable. They are expected to rise. But because they are surrounded by adults who genuinely believe in men and in you. That combination of culture of care alongside a culture of excellence is rather powerful. Indeed, I would argue it is a recipe for something truly extraordinary. Not merely for individual students, but for our island as a whole. Because every young person who discovers confidence, purpose, and direction becomes a future contributor to the betterment of our community. That is why middle school expansion matters. It's not simply about having great grades. It's about creating a long-term program. It's about getting students earlier in their educational journey and giving them additional years to discover who they are, where they come from, and what they are capable of. It is about helping them understand that their circumstances need not define their future. It's about giving them confidence to pursue ambitions that others may dismiss as unrealistic. And it's about ensuring that from middle school to graduation, they are surrounded by adults who refuse to place ceilings on their potential. The experiences that have become a hallmark of BTEC are real-world learning, possibilities beyond our immediate horizon. These opportunities will become part of the middle school experience in ways that are developmentally appropriate and educationally meaningful. But most importantly, the culture that defines BTEX will begin with either the relationships, the mentorships, the expectations, the belief. For me, that is the strongest part of it in favor of this expansion. Not because of what BTEX has achieved, but because of what BTEX represents. A community that sees children not as test scores, enrollment figures, or outcomes to be measured, but as young people whose futures are represented. And we have the opportunity to begin that work further, and to do it for more students, then I believe we have an obligation to do so. Thank you for your time and consideration and your continued commitment to the students and parents.
Next on the agenda is Franklin Castro.
Good evening, Madam Chair. And Ms. Lenny. My name is Franklin Castro. I am a former middle school teacher, but I currently work in business and technology. I'll be reading on behalf of a parent's board. Today, I would like to offer my support for the BTEX and share the impact school has had on my daughter and our family. Since transferring to BTEX, my daughter has truly thrived. What stands out most is not just her academic progress, but her renewed sense of motivation and ownership over her learning. She is now inspired to attend school each morning, something that was not always the case in her previous public school experience, where the environment did not foster the same level of engagement or personal connection to learning. At BTEX, schools are trusted to take an active role in their education, and that trust has made a meaningful difference. My daughter has even taken the initiative to reach out to her principal to explore starting a surfing club, an example of the kind of confidence, leadership, and self-direction that this school brings. Additionally, she has been thriving in her internship with Guam and Sustainable. The knowledge and skills she is gaining have extended beyond the classroom and into our home, directly supporting our family's home agricultural efforts. The kind of real-world applied learning is invaluable and reflects the strength of BTEC's approach to education. BTEC has created an environment where students are not only learning, but are inspired to continue learning beyond their secondary years. That kind of impact is lasting. I am deeply grateful for what the school has provided for my daughter, and I strongly support continued investment in BTEC so that more students can benefit from this model of education, and not just the secondary level, but maybe, hopefully, one day soon for middle school as well. On behalf of this parent, teachers honesty for your time and consideration.
Mr. Castro, I have a question. Your daughter, where is she going to when the school opens up?
This is mother of a 10th grader.
Okay.
So,
Because I take this all into consideration, and believe it or not, I'm paying attention. That's why I ask people to be quiet. Okay.
but
Yes.
if I may,
Yes, please.
I also would like to speak personally, in favor of the middle school. Having been in the middle school and teaching in the classroom system in the middle school level, I see how much of an impact that smaller communities really have in being able to expose, young children to what their passions are, And so with BTEC's model of teaching, their structure, and everything that they have going, if they can front load that and really bring that into the exposure and introductory levels of the middle school, that can really segue into the kids really learning about what it means to But if we're able to have that in a small community and be able to come in and teach the children what it means to grow and learn with the technology and use it to their benefit, not only to them, of course, because when I look at the students, I see my future. You know? And I took this model from this one movie with Denzel Washington, and I announced it every time when I was a teacher. I would ask my students, hey, where's the future? They all said, right here, sir. Okay? So, I just really wanted to speak on behalf of being in favor of this. Thank you so much.
Okay, no pressure on anyone who's here. Is there anyone else that would like to speak on support or opposing?
Evening, evening, Charter Council. Before I leave on behalf of ICO, I have here the testimony and support for ECAS middle school and school safety university, recognizing the presence of our guest tonight. So, welcome the Charter Council, welcome to our ECAS board members, board of trustees, and then I just want to welcome also the stakeholders, the parents, the students, and then the faculty. And I want to recognize also the charter students that are here. So, before I saw the reasons why we are asking and petitioning for the middle school, we either just need the letter of support coming from the COO of Iron. So, maybe let me start. So this is the testimonial in support for business and technology academy purpose schools expansion. Okay. So I'm Mr. Guerrero, and I'm the academic coordinator / director of ECAS, okay, so business and technology academy. Yes. So I will do my word. I will lead the testimony of Mrs. Chihira from Iron, and then I will give a compelling reasons why. It's a sum up of why we are petitioning for
Why
this.
should we support the petition?
Yes. Okay, so first on behalf of Mrs. Helen Chihira and the Chief Operations Officer of ICO. Have a day, my name is Helen Chihira, Chief Operations Officer of ICO Academy Charter School. I am writing in support of Business and Technology Academy Charter School's petition to expand its program to include middle school grades. As the leader of AA Charter School, I recognize that neither of the ECAS will serve some students at the same grade levels. However, I believe that our support underscores the strength of ECAS proposal and the value it offers Guam students. Rather than viewing this expansion as competition, we see it as an opportunity to broaden high-quality educational options for families and strengthen Guam's overall educational landscape. Throughout multiple charter school council meetings, I have heard compelling testimony regarding the success of ECAS high school internship program and the meaningful opportunities it provides students to gain real-world experience while preparing for future careers. These partnerships have become a defining strength of the school's educational model and demonstrate the value of connected classroom learning with workforce development. The proposed expansion of the middle school represents a these skills necessary for success before students enter high school and their internship placements. This additional preparation will enable students to maximize the benefits of internship opportunities and focus on developing advanced career technical competencies rather than addressing vocational skill gaps. Expanding the program will also provide greater continuity for students, allowing them to benefit from BTAC's unique educational approach over a longer period of time. Establishing these foundations in middle school will strengthen student outcomes and further enhance the effectiveness of the school's career preparation and internship programs. For these reasons, I respectfully support Business and Technology Academy during the school's expansion and believe it will create even greater opportunities for student success, workforce readiness, and economic development. Okay, so just to sum up everything, okay, so these are the 14 compelling reasons why BTAC is petitioning to open a middle school program. Okay, number one, so now this is my side, right? This is the next side. So I'm going to here as well. Okay, so these are the compelling reasons why we want a middle school. So number one, early preparation for college and career pathways. Number two, addressing learning gaps before high school. Number three, reducing transition challenges in schools. Number four, expanding career and technical education further. Number five, building stronger academic habits and discipline. Number six, strong parent demand and community support. Number seven, providing a smaller and more supportive learning environment. Number eight, strengthening STEM technology readiness. Number nine, creating a continuous 6-12 educational pipeline. Number 10, supporting one's workforce development needs. 11, increasing student engagement and hands-on learning. Number 12, helping students make better future decisions. Number 13, supporting families seeking alternative educational options. And then 14, promoting long-term schools. So I want to ask the audience if you have any questions regarding this petition for the middle school. So now the floor is open for questions. Okay, I just want to we appreciate the parents also of those parents who are still not part of the that's one here. We listen to our petition.
If I may get a show of hands, who here are parents?
Parents, yeah. Can we reach for them who are the parents here? Yes.
So I know you had a testimony with your two steps. You're a parent, your children, how many, you have one child? Like, what will they be going into?
He just completed freshman year and going into sophomore year.
So you're going to keep him here? Or her? Okay, you're going to keep him here. Do you like the school? Okay. The students are the most important things to me, so do you really like the school?
Hey, Brent, do you want to take the mic? How about David? Hey, Art, do you want to take the mic? Say something about the school.
That the students, they matter to me the most. Are you a student? Yeah, are you a student? What grade are you going into? You really like the school?
Then we have Ryder here. You want to take the mic?
I kind of feel the energy from the mom, so I kind of.
I am split, two sons in the school, senior and sophomore. I read my husband's letter too. It's all fun, polished, and amazing. exhausted. It was just dry. I was just, he had no energy, life in it. Nothing, you know, that stoked his fire on the side. And we decided to bring him here ninth grade instead of finishing eighth grade in CEPA. He had lost confidence in middle school, and he loves to learn. He was super bright. He has his challenges, ADHD, and making sure he's on top of his schoolwork, turning things in on time. But bringing him here, I think, was the best decision we could have made. I picked him up from school now, and it's full of life. He's like, well, what are you doing today? And he talks about things, and he's excited about the projects they're doing. And I think he really feels seen and challenged. And just actually learning and able to engage. Got really sick of just doing worksheets, turning them in, taking the tests, turning it in, and like that just really, it lost a lot of that vibrancy to learn. And it came back this year. And I couldn't be happy just to see that. And so that's the moment.
Wonderful parents. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. I came here on a site visit. Just so you know, I came in for a site visit. And I got emotional because, they say this. Kids at a certain age don't lie. And if you tell them to lie, their body language, their eye gesture, it's this generation. They'll roll their eyes, they're not happy, right? But when we came here, my intent as the chair was to come into a site visit for 30 minutes. I told Kelly in the car, let me, force me, take 30 minutes because we have to go to the other charter schools to visit. And I like to be fair. We have been here for 4 hours. We have to postpone Chief Morale's visit, which was next door, but we had to do that because it just took up. I spoke to a lot of the students here. I'm at awe because it's nice to see a clean school where they don't go in and damage the toilets, like purposely. When I was in the Board of Education, props to DOE teachers. I've always said this is a compliment to DOE. This is not an anti-DOE, anti-charter. There's enough students to go around, and the goal should be the students of Guam. And charter schools are public schools, students. So we need to get that out of our mentality that charter schools are not public school students. They are. Their parents pay taxes. They're from Guam. They live in Guam. They choose different option of learning. And that's the beauty of charter schools. With BTEC, I need to say this publicly. I went into one of the classrooms and I saw a couch. I was like, okay, a couch in a room? I was like, okay, because I honestly was the old school way of thinking. Sit down, student, desk, chair. And I saw several students sitting on the couch, lounging, on the computer, but their interaction with their teacher was so amazing. I brought this up to Mr. Saban, I brought this up to Mr. Guerrero. I said, this is amazing. The kids, and these are high schoolers, they did not fit at all. Their emotions are telling me they love to come to school, go to the bathroom. This is an old school. But it is so clean. And if the students take pride in it and break it, vandalize it, it's amazing. It's amazing. So I came in with, okay, some negativity. I'm an optimist, but I came in with, okay, let's be fair that you're going to be critical about it. I came in and I was so impressed about everything. The students, I was asking the students questions. This you really like to come to school? Do you really like the learning environment? Because the fact that you come to school, you like to come to school, that's the first biggest step. And being here, liking to be here, is the greatest step. Then everything else comes easy. Everything else. So, as the chair of the council, I am very much in support of this. So you know I'm going to support this. Next month, you know what my vote is. But I am one person, and it requires the vote of the majority. Just know that I'm in support, like I mentioned to Chief Corral last night, and what I say to you today, I'm in support of this for the middle school. It's nothing but great vision. I did say before, what problems we have here, Mr. Guerrero? Because no school is perfect. No home is perfect. But what other schools do you have? I think the money side, pushing the 8-3. So we, wash your fingers, the legislature passes it. We will have an increase from 7,800 registered people to 8,300. We're still saving the government money. But it's a demand I requested because we are growing. The demand and the need is here and it is today. So with that said, because I know everybody's busy, everybody's here, and I appreciate you being here, because you could have 10 people that are passionate, or no one, because if no one came today, it's like, why am I going to fight for something that nobody's here? So it's nice to see somebody came. Okay? I want to say that. And so, if I could, who are the Board of Trustees here today? Thank you. I know the faces, thank you. It's nice to see you here, because I know day in, day out, I don't manage the Board of Trustees. The beauty about the charters is, and I can't speak about the next chair, I can only speak about my style of managing. Don't like to micromanage. I don't want to tell a school principal how to do the job. Too many people are doing that. Do your job, do it well. The mission should be the student and not you. And when you do the student first, everything falls into place. The problem is when you're only thinking about your pay, your position, and you forget about the mission of the kids, then it becomes problematic. But if the student is the mission, this is what I always say to all the charters, if the student is the mission and you do well, everything falls into place. So, without any further ado, and there are no one else to do public speaking, I thank you for being here. And we have a scheduled Guam Academy Charter School Council meeting scheduled for July 9th, and that's what this will be on our agenda to vote for. Okay? This is for July 9th, and this will be part of our agenda. And once we pass this, the council, then you people at BTEC, can implement this ASAP. Because if you want to, have this come and start on August. I think Mr. Sablon and Mr. Guerrero has this step back, right? Then you take it from there. And our job is to provide you the money. Okay? Is there any other questions before we close this public hearing here? Mr. Tom, you want to say last few words? No pressure. Just you. Thank you.
Just again, on behalf of Dan, you're more than welcome to come and say a little bit. I know you're a man with a few words. But on behalf of the board and on behalf of the PTAX, again, thank you for hearing us out. And our goal is, and I think you said it in a way that outcome before income, and that's our main goal. And I think Richard will attest to you that this morning, we're having a workshop, and it's a dialogue between us on how do we elevate that there is constant dialogue that could say that this week alone we sat with the principal, the assistant, not for us to micromanage, but us to get a robust policies and procedures in place so that we can best serve our students, right? And so if we want to increase our percentage in passing in college entry, just one more in UOG, then we got to, there's still ways to improve. And so I hope that on the next round, you go over and visit us, there's a better improvement, and that's our commitment, that's my commitment. And I think just in the past 2 years that I've been here, my hair went from black to white, and it's going to go white until I get head. So, again, for the parents, we have our daycare that is here. So we are committed from infant to high school. And I'm hoping that we have beyond high school on the after school programs that we're actually hopefully we will not work with. And so I appreciate everybody that came out here, our teachers, our parents, our students, and again, I think for the most part, our principal, vice principal, teachers, I want to say I think we got the rock stars. We got the team of the rock, and I think we can do one star. So thank you very much, and I just want to be public about our community.
Thank you very much, Mr. Talley. Thank you. So, for the public record, it is now 6:21. Public hearing has been called, it's ended, and thank you for all being here.
Can I steal your name?